If you're like me, over 70, with a few more wrinkles and a lot more stories to tell, then you understand life doesn't slow down. Just because we do. But here's a truth that took me a long time to realize. Often, it's not life that weighs us down. It's the things we're still carrying. At 72, when I looked back at my life, I was stunned to realize I was still dragging along a heavy suitcase, full of old habits, old fears, and old expectations about who I was supposed to be. These things no longer belonged to me, yet they silently exhausted me, burdened me, and, honestly, stole a lot of the joy from my days. No one teaches us this, do they? We're told to prepare financially, to take our medications, to eat well. But few ever tell us to prepare emotionally for this stage of life. No one says, hey, maybe it's time to set down the burdens you've been carrying for decades. And that's exactly what I want to share with you today. Not advice from a doctor, not theory from a book, but a message from one seasoned heart to another. Today, I'll share with you 7 small but powerful things I chose to let go of, so I could live freer, lighter, and happier in my 70s and beyond. If you feel like life could be a little easier, a little sweeter, a little more your own, stay with me. Because it's never too late to let go of heavy burdens. It's never too late to start living lightly, joyfully, and true to your heart. Are you ready? Let's take those first steps together. 1. Let go of old emotional baggage. Have you ever lain awake at night, haunted by old hurts and painful memories? I have too. For years, I clung to those hurts as if they were a part of me. But the truth is, the more I carried them, the more they drained me and robbed me of today's joys. When I finally chose to let go, to forgive what couldn't be changed, and to forgive myself, it felt like lifting a boulder off my chest. My heart grew lighter, my mind became clearer, and life, even with the same streets, the same faces, suddenly looked new again. We can't change the past, but we can absolutely choose how we move forward. Are you carrying anything that still weighs down your heart? Share with me below. You may find a kindred spirit. 2. Stop sacrificing your own health. How many times have you put someone else's needs before your own health? You care for your children, your friends, your neighbors, but forget your own doctor appointments, your own daily walks, your own nutritious meals. I used to think, oh well, I'm old, I can bear it. But one mild heart attack later, I learned the hard way. If I wanted to keep caring for others, I had to start caring for myself first. I began with small steps: a regular breakfast, a 15-minute walk, 5 minutes of meditation each night. They weren't big changes, but they completely transformed my health and spirit. We spent a lifetime caring for others. Now it's time to care for ourselves. And that is not selfish, it's love. What have you done today to care for your body and mind? Share your small steps with me. Every journey matters. 3rd, stop living according to old expectations. Have you ever felt like you're still living out an old script? Trying to please everyone, living up to outdated standards, even when you're tired deep down? I once thought if I wasn't working hard like I did in my 40s or busy like in my 50s, then I had somehow lost my worth. But the truth is the opposite. At 70, my value isn't in past accomplishments. It's in my experiences, my compassion, and the peace I can bring to myself and those I love. I've learned to say no to things that no longer fit. I've allowed myself to slow down, to simplify life, and to redefine success as simply having a peaceful day or a warm dinner with family. You no longer need to prove anything to anyone. Now, you just need to live true to yourself. Are you still pushing yourself to meet outdated expectations? How might your life change if you let them go? Share your thoughts below. Fourth stop, depending financially on others. Have you ever worried that you're becoming a burden to your children? I have, and it kept me up many nights. Sometimes I thought, well, the kids will take care of it. But eventually I realized maintaining financial independence not only gave me freedom, it also lifted a weight off my children's shoulders. When you can take care of yourself, family relationships become lighter, without guilt or pressure. I started managing my spending more carefully, cutting unnecessary purchases, saving consistently even in small amounts, and researching health insurance options that suited me. Because of that, I now feel more confident. I don't hesitate to ask for help when needed, but I don't have to rely heavily on others. Money doesn't define our worth, but financial self-sufficiency is a priceless gift we can give ourselves and our families. Are you actively managing your finances? Do you have a small plan to stay independent? Share your thoughts. We can inspire each other. 5. Stop isolating yourself. Have you ever thought, I'm old now, it's fine to stay alone? I thought that too. After retirement, I saw fewer friends, attended fewer gatherings. At first, solitude felt peaceful, but over time, the silence turned into loneliness, and loneliness slowly eats away at your soul. At any age, humans need connection. I started small, calling an old friend, signing up for a senior art class, joining a book club at the local library. It's surprising how just a short conversation, a handshake, or an afternoon chat over coffee can warm your heart again. Loneliness is a slow poison, but connection, even the simplest kind, is the antidote. Is there someone you haven't talked to in a while? Who will you call today? Share with us. Your story might inspire someone. 6. Stop ignoring your physical and emotional limits. Were you ever told, be strong, don't complain? I heard it my whole life and lived by it for most of it. But as my body slowed down, as aches and pains appeared, I kept pushing through, telling myself, I don't want to bother anyone. It wasn't until I fell in my own backyard that I finally understood. Admitting your limits isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Now I listen to my body. If I'm tired, I rest. If I'm hurt, I seek care. If I need help, I ask. I also tend to my emotions. When I'm sad, I allow myself to pause. When I'm lonely, I reach out. We don't have anything left to prove. Living true to ourselves is what truly matters now. Have you allowed yourself to acknowledge your limits? How will you start caring for your body and spirit today? Let's talk about it. 7th, stop living in the past. Do you often sit quietly, reminiscing about the beautiful days gone by, feeling a pang of regret? I understand that feeling deeply. Sometimes I still find myself longing for the energy and excitement of my youth. But I realized, the more we cling to the past, the more we miss the simple joys of the present. Today, even though I'm slower, I still savor the morning sun, the laughter of my grandchildren, or a peaceful afternoon reading a good book. Life doesn't end just because we age. Every new day is an opportunity to love, to learn, to enjoy. if we're willing to let go of what's already behind us. Memories are treasures to honor, but the present is where we truly live. If you could create a new memory today, what would it be? Tell me, because I believe tomorrow can be even more beautiful than yesterday. Conclusion. We've walked through 7 small yet powerful shifts that can reshape the road ahead. Maybe in the past, we were used to sacrificing, enduring, and burying our own needs. But today, I want to remind you, and myself, that life is still wide open, still full of beautiful things waiting for us. Living in our 70s, 80s, or beyond isn't about nostalgia or regret. It's a gift, a second chance to love ourselves, to forgive the past, and to live each moment with lightness and freedom we truly deserve. The greatest lesson I've learned is this: we can't control time, but we can absolutely choose how we live each and every day. Let go of old burdens. Care for your health and spirit. Stay connected, stay loving. And don't be afraid to start over, even if it's just one small step. You might think, I'm too old to change. But the truth is, as long as you're breathing, you still have the right to change, to smile, to savor life. If today's sharing touched your heart, if you feel you're also on the journey of finding your true self again, I would love to hear your story. Leave a comment below. What lesson spoke to you the most? What is the first change you will make for yourself? And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, so we can continue walking together through many more stories and life lessons worth treasuring. Because you deserve to live a life that is lighter, happier, and more fulfilling than ever. Thank you for staying with me until the very end. I'll see you again in the next journey.